Hey friends, Happy New Year. I am keen to talk to you at the very beginning of the year about a subject that is very close to my heart when it comes to business, and it's one of the main things I really identified in 2025 last year that women like you need help with. This is something that again and again and again kept coming up for me in my Bhakti business programs, whether it was a free program I was offering, whether it was my full group program, my intensive 3-month group program. I would find that this was a sticking point for women over and over again. So I want to speak to it today at the beginning of the year while you're making your plans for 2026, which I hope you are doing, because planning in business is everything. And this is the idea of what my coach and mentor Kelly Deals calls surfacing your methodology, and what I'm calling creating structure, framework, a blueprint around what it is that you actually do. Far too many women in business have the just pausing for connection. I want to invite you to sit down as the new year begins and write out what it is you do. What is your process? What is your method? What are the questions that you ask over and over again? If you are a yoga teacher, what are the cues or the teachings that you share over and over again? What are the things that you find yourself repeating time and time again? These are the clues to the pathway of your process and your methodology. And the sooner you can put language to this, the sooner that you can articulate this and give yourself a real clarity around what it is you offer. And part of this is niching, who you offer it to, but that actually comes later. The who you offer it to, the niche, comes after the systemization of the framework, the clarification around what it is that you do. So let me give you an example. I'm a women's wellness mentor, and I support women with Ayurveda. Several years ago now, I realized that I actually have a pathway of how I lead women from being out of balance, feeling unwell, feeling low in energy, to being in full health and robust balance. And along that pathway, there are lots of different protocols. There are things like respecting the seasons, paying attention to your sleep and your food. There may be herbal supplements or herbal support that we take. There may even be, on my particular pathway, the need for pharmaceutical medication, mainstream medical support, or even surgeries. But all of these different things happen in an order, in a sequence, across a pathway that I teach in my Ayurveda Goddess program. And as soon as I put words to that pathway, as soon as I consolidated that, it made complete sense to me when a woman would come to me, no matter what was going on for her, whatever sickness she had or whatever ill health she was suffering, somewhere on that pathway I would be able to help her figure out what her next steps would be and what it was that she would need to help her move back into more robust health. So that's an example in my own work in the world. You may think, well, Ayurveda is just Ayurveda, like who am I to create a framework around it? But I have my own method, my own way of working as an Ayurvedic practitioner that I've refined over years, that up until a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, I hadn't put words to, I hadn't codified. As soon as I did, not only did it help me enormously in my work and in being of service to my clients and students, it also helped me speak about the work I do. So it helped me with my marketing, it helped me with my social media, it helped me with sales pages for the offerings I was creating, because I had clarity. Another example that I'll give is here in the Bhakti business work that I do. I have 8 pillars around the business work that I offer. There are 8 different areas or considerations that we look at based in yogic philosophy, but also in my experience in business, that create a robust, full spectrum, healthy business if all 8 are tended to. And when you come into my work in Bhakti business, what you'll find is usually some of those pillars are very strong, but some might be weaker. And even in my own work, I'll look and I'll go, okay, I'm doing really well with being aligned with my dharma, with discipline and with my systems, but I'm not doing so well on strategy or creating beauty, remembering to create beauty around the work that I do, or building community. I mean, I'm just making those up as examples of where I might check in with the pillars that I have within my Bhakti business framework. Again, this was part of me surfacing my methodology, getting clear about what it is I do, how I do it, who I do it with. So I really want to encourage you to sit down and create your manifesto, create your pillars, create your pathway, and have this be an anchor point for your work in 2026. Now, for those of you who are really struggling with that, my new program, Idea to Impact, is a book writing program, and it's also a program for creating digital content, like creating a course or a program yourself. But the first part of Idea to Impact, what we're going to spend the first solid 6 weeks on, is getting clear about what it is you want to offer and who it's for. So if you know that you've got good work in you, if you know that the work you do in the world is of value, but you are struggling to get really clear on describing it, putting it into words, creating that framework, this program might be for you. I will link that below. And absolutely, you can join us in Idea to Impact for not only creating your methodology and having words around that framework, but then also turning it into a book, which is a very clear and concrete manifesto, and online content. However, even if you don't join us in Idea to Impact, which starts in February, I really want to encourage you as the year begins, as we go through January, sit down and spend some time figuring out what it is you do and how you do it, and putting words to that. Another resource I'll offer is the About page that I have both on Bhakti Rose, my yoga and Ayurveda business, and Bhakti Business, this business. On the About pages of the website for both of those particular offerings, I've gotten really clear on who I am, what I do, what the pathway is, what the strategies are. So again, I will link those, and you can go and look at those About pages for inspiration about how to codify the work that you're doing in the world, how to surface your methodology, as Kelly Deals would say. And if you feel inspired by those, by all means, I mean, obviously don't copy my frameworks, but copy the ideas, the idea of creating pillars, the idea of having anchor words and anchor sentiments that really form the foundation of what you are and who you are here to serve. I hope this has been helpful. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm always so happy to answer any questions that you may have in the DMs. Shoot me a message and I'd love to be of support.